up, y'all? What up? I wasn't planning on filming another video. I already posted two for today, but I don't know. I just really feel like I need to make this one specifically. I've had a lot of visions today. All right, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I didn't really get much sleep. I checked my sleep. I was in bed for 8 hours, but I only slept 5 hours and 5 hours and a half, I believe. And I spent a large portion of my morning just reading, listening to podcasts. I was literally juggling like 6 books. And for starters, before I even get into what I really want to talk about, man, did that feel awesome. Just like to know that I went from somebody who couldn't go 10 minutes without scrolling on TikTok, 10 minutes without fighting the urge to open up TikTok and just scrolling it mindlessly. Knowing that I was somebody who would spend hours upon hours scrolling on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, to somebody who can now sit down, read a book, and maybe I don't understand, maybe I don't remember everything word for word, but I remember the main ideas, the main points being addressed. I'll even like pick up on like little things that I notice, similar themes between all books. Like the idea of knowing yourself and knowing what you want, and not just basing your goals off of what you think is cool, off of what other people tell you is cool, not just going out to buy make the goal of buying a Lamborghini or buying a Bugatti simply because Andrew Tate said it's cool, right? Not going out there to buy a Rolex just because you saw your famous influencer with a Rolex on, or not striving to be rich for the sole purpose of buying a Rolex, like things like that. Like, know yourself, know who you are. The fact that I'm able to sit down now and read these books and actually gain something from it, to the point where I look forward to learning. I don't see learning as like, or I don't see reading as like, oh, I gotta read, because if I don't read, I'm being unproductive, and if I'm being unproductive, no, I look forward to it. Like, I genuinely look forward to it. The reason why I didn't sleep so well last night, it wasn't because I was on my phone all night. It was because I was reading. I was reading. I was in bed. And I got one book. I got the book Build by Tony Fadell. I was reading that book. But then I ended up picking up all the other books that I got from Barnes & Nobles on Friday. I got the Elon Musk autobiography, not autobiography, the Elon Musk biography, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Be Useful, Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David. I love Patrick Bet-David. What's the other book? The book, what is that shit called? A Way of Being, Rick Rubin. I don't remember the Creative Something by Rick Rubin. The Build book, as I already mentioned. And there was another book, I think. 40 Laws of Power. I've been reading the 40 Laws of Power. What I'll do is I'll just open up a chapter and I'll just pick a random law of power. I'll just read on it. My favorite one to always read is law number 25, recreate yourself. I have an obsession with that law. I'm not sure exactly why, but I love that law. Like, I just love reading the stories about the law, and I just think it's a very powerful one. But the point is just to know that I went from somebody who couldn't even, who couldn't even be bothered to read a book, to now I look forward to going to Barnes & Noble. I look forward to going on Amazon and searching up books that I can read that can change my life. I look forward to sitting down, whether it be in my bed or or at my desk, or even sitting here and just reading a book. Like, I've changed my mind I've rewired my brain to where I now look forward to developing myself. Right? I don't look forward to just mindlessly watching content. I don't look forward to just mindlessly scrolling on TikTok anymore. That's not in me anymore. I'm not interested. I'm not compelled to do any of that. And to just see the transformation, I regret not making more videos when I was struggling, because I'm sure you can hear it in my tone of voice and just by how passionate I get. But I used to, man, I struggle with these. I struggled with these things, man. I struggle with these things. I was just a junkie when I was like, when it came to like just consuming, mindlessly consuming. I was a fucking junkie, bro. I was on TikTok for 6 hours a day. I was wasting hours of my life that I'll never get back. Mindlessly wasted. And it's not the consuming part that's bad. People will say things to you like, take action. There's no point in consuming without taking action. but let's just say you take two men, right? Hamza, I'm actually taking this analogy from Hamza. You take two men who have never trained in the gym before. You tell them both to go work out. Now, one man, you just tell him to go work out. You don't give him any advice. You don't give him nothing. You just lock him in a room with a barbell and let him work out. Another man, you get him a personal trainer. The other man, you get him a personal trainer. You get somebody who could show him the movements, somebody who could teach him all the information. Maybe that's not the best example because that could be seen as like mentorship, which is still very good. That's still a very that's a wise investment to make. You know, you can always go faster when you have a mentor by your side. But for the sake of consuming content, let's just say you have somebody, you just lock them in a room, tell them to use the barbell and just figure out how to work out. You get another man, you supply him with books. You supply him with books on exercise. You supply him with books on how to do certain exercises with proper form. Who do you think is going to get better results? All right, you need to armor your mind with the proper knowledge before you go out there and take action. That's not an excuse to just, consume content just for the sake of consuming it, but to consume with intention, to consume with the intention of using said advice, with the intention of using said content to your advantage. All right. I don't even understand. Like it's a very logical thing too. I'm pretty sure. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I think it was Abraham Lincoln who said this. If I had 6 hours to cut down a tree, I spend the first 4 or 5 sharpening the axe. It's like the same thing. When you look at it, when you look at consuming content, sharpening the axe is consuming the proper content with intention to armor your mind to take better action. Yeah, you can go in blindlessly and take action, but it won't be as effective. More than likely, it won't be as effective as opposed to you taking the time to learn and understand exactly what needs to be done. Learn from people who have gotten the results that you aspire to achieve. Learn from the people who have made the content that has helped out others. Don't be afraid to consume content, bro. Don't be afraid to take the time to read. Andrew Tate, and I'm starting to think he only said this simply just to stir controversy, and just get people to talk, where he said that reading is a waste of time. The reason why I say that is because I actually found a YouTube video. It was a course that he had made, I guess, before he got mega famous, where he was talking about how to develop an iron mind. And what was it? How to develop an iron mind. And he said in the first lesson to create an enemy. And he was like, this version of you doesn't read books, doesn't exercise, this, that, and the third. I'm like, read books. And then in another video, I don't think this was the same course. I think this was another course that he had made long before. He mentioned the 48 laws of power. Never outshine the master. I believe he only said it just to stir controversy. Just to get people talking. But consuming content isn't a bad thing. It's only when you do it mindlessly with no end goal. All right, that's when it becomes a problem. And I say Andrew Tate simply because he's just grown insanely popular. I'm pretty sure he's still the most Googled man on the planet. And if he isn't now, he was not too long ago. But I mean, you look at any other you look at any other rich man who's on the internet, they all talk about reading. They all do. Patrick Bet-David, Justin Waller, somebody who's even close with Tate, Brandon Carter. Who else? I think Gary Vaynerchuk. I actually haven't heard of Gary Vaynerchuk in a long time, but the ones that usually pop up on my For You page, Brandon Carter, Justin Waller. I just mentioned somebody else. Patrick Bet-David. Mr. Patrick Bet-David. I love that guy, man. But all in all, consume with intention. All right? Immerse yourself in a world of content that will benefit you in whatever business you're doing and whatever business you're taking care of. I don't see today as a waste of time. If anything, I see today as me sharpening my axe. I see today as me armoring my mind. I didn't see this morning I saw this morning as a very productive morning. Now I feel much more ready. Now I feel much more well equipped. And obviously at the end of the day, you're gonna have to take action. All right. This isn't what's it called? This isn't an exit from taking action. This isn't a way for you to just mindlessly consume and never do anything about it. You're still gonna have to do the work. You're still gonna have to get out there and make something happen. Just learn how to. Just learn how to. Just learn from people who have done it before. Just take the information that you can and apply it to the best of your ability. That's really all I gotta say. I'm going to read a little bit more. I might have some dinner. I know it's a little late, but who gives a fuck, bro? I'm hungry. That'd be easy. All right, have a good one.